Hello, everyone. This is Tom, your host for the Hidden Truths channel. How's everybody doing this morning? I usually don't do live streams in the morning, but after what I watched last night and this morning, I got to definitely discuss this defeatist attitude that we have in this country. Because this Marine's sick and fucking tired of it. So I'm going to sit there and see if I can calm down for about the next minute or so till I get into this. But yeah, this is going to be a rant. Americans just willing to give up their freedom and their liberty and independence because there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, we're not justified. We'll get into that. Anyway, see what I mean? I understand freedom. Out here, beautiful day. Okay? I don't see no politician coming out here and telling me that I need to give this up. But yeah, I tell you what, people don't think I'd fight for the Constitution and stuff. They're out of their god-darn minds. But anyway, yep, this is a message to we'll get into it. Okay, we'll get into it. But I'm a little upset this morning. And it's time to put this defeatism attitude to rest. Okay, this Marine's not going to put up with this shit no more. Okay, if you got a defeatist attitude, like we had to say, lead me, follow me, or get the fuck out of my way. You're just in my way. Okay, but we're 2 minutes in. I'd like a few more people to get here. So let's just look at scenery a little bit more. I appreciate you being here. But I want a few more people here when I start ranting up. Hopefully there's a few politicians watching this morning. Okay? Because I've had enough. I've had enough with Americans just wanting to sit there, throw their arms up and say, yep, I'm willing to be a slave. That looks like the only, of course, they don't know our documents to our founding fathers gave us. But anyway, we got a few people showing up. So let's start the discussion, okay? The defeatist attitude in this country sucks. This Marine will not give up my country to a bunch of freaking criminals just because other Americans decide they're gotta be defeatists. Prepared homestead, huh? Just give it up. There's nothing we can fucking do. That's not an attitude a goddamn Marine has. You know, you fucking politicians, you want to continue doing this shit? The Declaration of Independence says it all. Because if the Declaration of Independence has no meaning in this country anymore, that means the government we have is basically illegit. Doesn't matter. No big deal. Because there's no documents allowing it to happen. You know, I had somebody on my live stream yesterday say, you would hide behind me. Really? You know, I'm not a liberal piece of shit that's hiding behind a false name in their mama's basement. Or when you go out to protest, you're wearing a goddamn mask. I'm pissed. God, am I pissed. I'm so fucking tired of this defeatist attitude. People will give up their freedom to be fucking slaves because they're afraid that they can't live a day without McDonald's or Walmart. Okay? Somebody's calling. I don't really care. This shit's gotta stop. Americans, stand up for ourselves. Especially goddamn Marines. We're a little nuts, no shit. That's what it takes for you to charge machine guns. You gotta make somebody a little nuts. But I gotta sit there and watch this shit that's going on and then listen to the defeatist attitude. Do you think I had that in my squad? A defeatist freaking attitude? Are all you Americans so subdued by the dollar bill? That's worthless. that you're willing to give up the best thing that any man in the country's ever had in the whole history of the world. You're willing to give that up without a fight because, well, we can't do nothing. We're not justified. Look, read the fucking Declaration of Independence. We are completely justified to throw off this government now. And the longer we persist, the more this shit persists. And like I say, as soon as the list that doesn't exist comes out, all these people are going to be in prison anyway. I don't want them killed. They have fucked with us so bad. I want a prison built around a mountain, a small mountain. And they get the best medical and everything. And for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, they take a tack hammer and they break that mountain into dust. Death is too good for these sons of bitches. Too good. They need to be punished in this world before they go to hell and get punished. God, this pisses me off. If I could have a few million men like me, you know, us vets out there, any vets that are watching this shit, it's fucking time. It's time. You hear that, government? Am I going to have the FBI at my door? What exactly did you mean by that? I'll read them the Declaration of Independence and say that's what I mean. You know, Trump wants to invoke the Home Act. It's time to invoke the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, and part of it where they're complaining about their grievances, some of it's different, but some of it's the same. But it's time, people, it's time. These criminals, no matter what party they are, will not throw the other one in jail. End of story. Just you. You better wear your seatbelt. You better pay your taxes to pay for them to terrorize you. What about these families that have lost daughters to illegals? When are we going to start standing up for them? Or standing up for the children that are getting thrown in vans and sold into sex slavery and shit? But don't worry, Trump's calling out the National Guard to get rid of the crime in D.C. I can't even laugh about that. I used to be able to laugh about it. I'm so pissed. When are Americans going to stand up? You're going to say, well, no, this is just the way it's going to be. You know, it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be fucking tough for years. It's going to suck. But 10 years from now, we'll be recovering and prospering. Or we can do nothing. And we can continue on with this shit. I mean, what's going on now makes Barack Obama presidency seem like he didn't do shit. God dang, Americans, time to stand the fuck up before we can't, before all this AI takes over. You know what? If I got to die in the pursuit of making other Americans safe, so be it. If other Americans are too stupid to realize the sacrifice, then become slaves. Okay? I mean, we got rid of slavery so we can become such a soft nation that we're literally begging for slavery again. Hey, government, give us some money. I mean, they're going to build a wall, all right, just like every other communist country builds a wall to keep people in. Does anybody realize what this country stood for? I realize that it doesn't stand for that now because we got our country's been hijacked, just like Israel's been hijacked by a bunch of extremely bad people. But see, the day I'm supposed to fear them fucking beta males, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know, the only way the government can have a fair fight is if it's 100 of them against one unarmed American. But you know what? Like I said, I got that Japanese spirit in me. You know, the Japanese soldier of World War II, you could surround 80,000 Germans and they'd surrender, but 80,000 Marines could surround one Japanese and he wouldn't surrender. That's me! Even if I got to stand by myself, I don't care anymore. I don't care. You guys want to follow and listen to these crooks and politicians waiting for the next decree to come out telling you how you're going to get fucked over? Stealing from you? Politicians lying their ass off? I mean, Trump. We still got the IRS, Trump. Still got the Department of Education, Trump. But there's no list, right, Trump? Still got the FBI, Trump. American citizens are still being screwed over, Trump. But don't worry, we're going to give amnesty to the illegals that work in agriculture, like me. Got to compete against the illegals. Thanks, Mr. Trump. Or for restaurant workers or hotel workers, because Americans have become so fucking lazy, we don't even want to be free anymore. We don't want to work. We don't want to be free. We just want to sit here and, oh my God, can I watch Netflix today? Oh, I got to go to the doctor. You know what it's like being almost 58 years old? I'll be 58 in less than 2 weeks, and I don't have to go to the doctor. I don't have to take no fucking pills. I haven't been to the doctor in over 20 goddamn years. And I'm healthier than most 25-year-olds. You know how great that is? Oh, I bet you the damn pharmaceutical companies would just hate me if I got into loose and told people how to really be healthy. You know, a gym membership is a heck of a lot cheaper than a trip to the pharmacy. And you want to sit in the doctor's office, what? 20 hours a month? Go to the gym 20 hours a month. It's amazing the results you get. Woo! Yes, this Marine has had enough! Enough! I want to be free! You know, all us. It's time for us vets to act. We are the well-regulated militia in this country. Us vets. We are trained. We can run all the equipment. We can use all the weapons systems. We know how to do everything. We can take over a military base and run it more efficiently than they do now because we know what we got between our legs. Okay? It is time to call up the well-regulated militia. It's time to surround DC. I mean, if that's their place of power, like I say, you see behind me? You see any politician that's going to have power there? You see in front of me? You see any politicians that's going to have any power over me? This is flyover country. See, I can say this shit. They don't give a shit about us anyway. And they're not afraid to admit it. But, you know, there's no way. My grandson's got to go to school in a room that has litter box in it because you got kids in there that think they're furries. You think I'm going to deal with that shit? My kids are struggling to raise their families, are working harder, making more money, working longer hours, and they're going backwards. But we can't fix nothing, right? Because we may have to get out our pews and start showing using our Second Amendment. What is the sense of having the Second Amendment if we're not going to use this true spirit the Second Amendment was given to us for? Okay, when Thomas Jefferson's talking about the tree of liberty being watered by the blood of tyrants and patriots every 20 years, I don't think they were thinking about home invasions when it came to the Second Amendment. What do you think? Maybe I'm just a little off my rocker there. And this thing, you're guilty. There's no restrictions on the Second Amendment. It shall not be infringed. So any law against the Second Amendment is unconstitutional. But you can make laws against people that do bad stuff with guns. But see, this is the thing. Then you got to enforce the fucking law. If they start enforcing the law, but I guess Trump's going to do that with the National Guard now in D.C., right? And in Chicago and New York. And, you know, all you people living in the big city, like I say, you better start getting the fuck along. or you're going to find out what real government tyranny is. No matter what your political affiliation is, they don't care. They don't care. Okay? They want us all. Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat. I don't have time for it. You guys enjoy the chat. Get in there. It's time to get together, people. It's fucking time to organize. This Marine is trying to call up the well-regulated militia. Maybe if we do a peaceful protest around D.C. with 3 or 4 million men armed, you'll get the message. Kind of like handing the king the Magna Carta on the end of a sword. Hey, you can still stay in power, buddy, but you're going to start listening to us. But then they need to release the list, which clears out Washington. No problem. See, we got criminals in charge of us that we can't even know the crimes they did. They're so fucking bad that it's going to turn the world into the dark ages for a little bit. Who cares? Our children are at stake. Our grandchildren, they're going to be living in the dark ages with these morons in control. It'd be a lot easier to get out of the dark ages when all these people are punished and the truth comes out. You know, Germans had to deal with a lot of truth after World War II that made them look really bad. But they did it. They dealt with it, okay? They didn't hide from it. Or they weren't allowed to hide from it. I mean, are you people sick and tired of feeling oppressed? Working your asses off so your money can go be spent? You know, you're a Democrat. Ooh, Democrats are in power. Good. We're giving money to Ukraine. Oh, I'm all for that. Oh, Trump's in office. You Democrats. Oh, we're sending money to Ukraine. What the fuck is he doing that for? I mean, any way the wind blows, right? That's what we get. Can anybody actually stand up for what they believe in? Like I say, I'm on social media. Anybody in their right mind not know where I stand? Do you think if Trump was standing in front of me right now, I'd be telling his ass this shit? Because he's no better man than you or me. He just does a different job. Let's just say he's really fucking it up. How long can a Marine yell for? A really long fucking time. That son of a bitch last night on my live stream. Oh, you'd be hiding behind me. Do I look like I hide behind anybody? You know, the government wants to take my life because I believe in freedom. And I refuse to capitulate to their stupid shit, so they have to kill me. So be it. Eventually, everybody will end up in the same thing. But you think living in this world another 40 or 50 years, the way it is, getting worse all the time, is an option? Hell fucking no! The option is we get our fucking shit together and we start showing the government, you need to fear us. All these illegals run around. What was that town in Ohio? Can't remember now. Springfield, not, anyway. That got taken over by Dominican Republic people eating cats and shit. The stuff is beyond real. I can't even believe this is going on. Am I the only person in this country that knows what freedom is? That's willing to sit there and put my life. I live a poor, humble life, so I can't say fortune. To sit there and give freedom to other people? I live free. See, this is the thing. I could sit out here where I am and it won't even affect me. But I can't stand there and watch people. I feel for them. Okay, I not like I'm going to sit there and help somebody who won't help themselves. But these people that are being victimized by our government, the shit's got to stop. And they think the defeatist attitude, they can't do nothing. Just like when they said you got to go take that. Really? Yeah, this guy who's going to hide behind something never wore a mask, never social distance, never went the direction zeros were in, never got the shot, went to work every day. Yeah. I know what the Constitution says. And there's also this thing called the Nuremberg Code that they came up with after World War II, after the Jews went through, that nobody should ever, anywhere in the world, have to be subject to medical tyranny. It's amazing they don't teach that shit no more. Just amazing. Hey, I'm glad I got some people here. If you like to support the channel, see me go, I'm a little bit more calmer at night. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe and the bell notification. Like I say, I'm willing. I've had enough. I've had enough. When I'm getting on social media and screaming like this, I've had enough. And I got to sit there and act like I'm in the goddamn Marine Corps. I've had enough! I'm sick and tired of working and paying Washington money so they can spend it on shit. I mean, what's the budget now? $7 trillion a year? How much money do we need? Over $1 trillion to the Department of Defense this year. Over $1 trillion to have people sit on their ass this year. Well, that's, you got your 25% of the mega Republicans that won't listen to shit. You got your 25% liberal Democrats that won't listen to shit. And you got all of us in the middle, Democrats and Republicans and independents, that need to do something. We are the majority, people. We are the majority, being led by the minority. And that's why they don't care about us. All these mega Republicans are just as happy as hell the way, as long as Trump's spending money their way. And I voted for Trump. Anybody who wants to call me a liberal, fuck you. I'm a constitutional conservative. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. I believe in the Constitution. The law of the land, you know that? Anyway, this defeatist attitude, you go have it. You're going to be a slave. Would you rather live a slave or die on your feet trying to make other men free? What would you rather do? In the Declaration of Independence, they discuss this. How people will not rise up because they don't want to sit there and interrupt their lives. They're thinking things will get better. Until that point where they know it's not. And that point came when Donald Trump said there's no list. That's when that point came in this country. You are a freaking nobody, just like me. And we are being led by criminals. These people, you think they're done abusing children? No, they just got emboldened knowing that they're never going to get stopped. And then you got Israel, the puppeteer, where you can actually see the strings on the puppets. Like Trump, all our politicians going to the Wailing Wall. Kissing up to Israel. Boy, Netanyahu is using that list way better than Jeffrey Epstein ever knew how to use it. Oh, there I said the terrible word. But that's right. He was just downloading child porn. So he killed himself and they had him in maximum security, suicide watch, because he was downloading children porn. Anybody believe that? And then Trump and this Ukraine shit. Well, I guess it's okay, Trump. I guess as long as the Ukraine and Russia war is ended, so the United States wins. All you warmongers in this country, go over there to Ukraine and fight the goddamn war. Okay? And make sure you're putting all your life savings into taxes so you can pay for it. We got bigger problems over here we need to fight for. I mean, can you imagine when we finally do take our country back? What are we going to do? You're going to need a man with the man who's got to deal with $38 trillion in debt. Oh, the welfare system's gone. The whole mindset of the country is going to be different. But don't worry, the people that don't believe that their defeatist attitude, they'll be ready to jump on the wagon and say, we were all for you people. God. Hey, I'm starting to feel better. Like I said, I watched that video last night of Prepared Homestead. He's got a good channel. And he's a good guy. I mean, he's an EMT and stuff. He's a big man. I mean, doing a lot to help his county out. But he's got a defeatist attitude when it comes to what we need to do about fixing our country. But he's a man that bends over for his county and does everything for him with his time and his knowledge and his experience. Well, guess what, buddy? When the wars both start flying, we're going to need you as an EMT or a corpsman or a medic on the battlefield. Nobody's getting out of this. Everybody will be affected. And that's what everybody's so afraid of. Oh, how's it going to affect me? Well, like I say, think about 10 years from now. If we stay on this course and don't do nothing, think 10 years from now. And where's it going to lead us? Okay? Or we can do something about it and be rebuilding in 10 years. Maybe start having respect from the rest of the world again. Like I say, the rest of the world's looking at our documents. A lot of people in other countries understand the Declaration of Independence. Too bad Americans don't. I mean, we have the authority, the right, the duty to throw off such government and replace it with guards for our future security. See, duty. As a Marine, I am duty bound to enforce the Declaration of Independence. You civilians don't understand that. Not a clue. And it gnaws at me. Like I say, the biggest threat to our country is those vets and patriots that won't do anything. It gnaws at me. Knowing I got the training and the experience to do something about this shit. You can go sit there in your cubicle. You know nothing about tactics or nothing like that. You're not in shape to do it. So be it. But you can still support in another way. And the first thing you can support, make a YouTube channel and tell the government what you think of their ass. God, if everybody would do that, we don't even need to surround DC. 200 million videos in one week telling the government to knock it the fuck off might work. That's one thing you can do. This is not the time to be silent, people, and I will not be silenced. And anybody saying, oh, you're going to have the FBI at your door. Good. Fucking good. Then we'll get the ball fucking rolling. Whatever it takes. All I know is they come to my door and start shooting. They just made it a hot war. Not me. And that's one thing, FBI, if you're fucking listening, or you politicians, fuck y'all. FBI isn't even allowed to exist under the Constitution. You know why that was created? J. Edgar Hoover was said to know the most about every American. So obviously the FBI wasn't for law enforcement. It was about intelligence gathering, right? On Americans, right? Or why would that statement even be said? This is what happens when you have an education. This is what happens when your teachers gave a shit about you and taught you because they want you to become a productive human being when you graduated school. Anyway, it's not my plans. I don't have a defeatist attitude to hand this country off in a worse shape than I received it in. And if I got to give my life for that, so be it. Because eventually, within the next 20 years, I guarantee you, at that age, I'm not going to have medical anyway, because I won't be contributing to society. Okay, plus we're all going to be on digital dollar. Oh my God, digital currency. Watch my stuff on that. You have no idea how much control they have when they have control of digital currency. They can ration The government's just become the primary signature on your bank account, and you're the secondary. The primary's got to authorize all your payments. Hey, if you're here, please hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe, and the bell notification, because, like I say, I'm calling up the well-regulated militia, everybody. Spread the word. Vets, patriots, well-regulated militia. It's time to invoke the Declaration of Independence, not the Home Act. It's time for the ones that are governed to take out our governors, basically. They no longer have our authority. If the Constitution no longer exists, that's what we give them the authority to govern us with. If that no longer exists, their authority to govern us no longer exists. Does everybody understand that? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, especially children that are being kidnapped. No matter who the perpetrators are. I don't care how much you have in your bank account. I don't care what your what you think your status is. Your control you have is an illusion, buddy. And free people are going to start showing you guys reality. So, I suggest if you see me in the street, don't tell me about your defeatist attitude. A Marine does not have a defeatist attitude at all. No matter what's coming their goddamn way. And this is one thing the civilian world doesn't understand, but they want to sit there and throw a transgender in the same foxhole with me. Anyway, time back, people. It's our duty! Any vet, it's our duty, people! Our duty! Remember that. Your oath didn't end when you got out. Like they say, once a Marine, always a Marine. And I'm definitely understanding that statement now. So anyway, start organizing, people. Start organizing before the government becomes so strong with this AI and surveillance and stuff that they can stamp out any insurrection where we're not even allowed to have a resistance. The resistance should have already started a long time ago. Now it's time for the resistance to act. So we're already a couple steps behind. Okay, you hear that, vets? You hear it? Hey, Amanda, how are you doing? The Lone Wolf Prepper has lost his mind today. It's fucking defeatist attitude. But no, us vets, we're not allowed to get excited. We don't want us to do anything because the rest of the population would rather live in slavery. Unreal. Tell you what, people that are in here, you might want to go back to the beginning of it because 33 minutes. God, it sounds like almost back in the squad bays with drill instructor yelling. But then again, I can yell like a DI too. All right, no problem there. This Marine has had enough. Has had enough. And he's willing to sit there and do what it takes to make sure all people in this country are free. Children, Democrats, Republicans, and even, yes, us constitutional conservatives. But everybody needs to start obeying the Constitution. Okay? See? Like I say, I could just hide out here. I mean, I live in a county that has less than 2,000 people, and I can move into a county that has less than 1,000 people. And I could just sit here and go about my life, not worrying about everybody else. But then again, when I joined the Marine Corps, it wasn't about me. It was about my country and my fellow citizens. just like this is. My country and my fellow citizens. And I'm not going to forsake either one, even if they don't like me. I really don't care. That's not the point of it. The point of it is I believe all men and women, people should be free. And I'm willing to do my part, especially since I have the experience and the training to do it, to make it happen. So can us vets start getting together and start putting the fear of God into our politicians? Like I say, 3 or 4 million armed men surrounding D.C., not inside the city, but surrounding D.C., just like they did, surrounded Philadelphia after Lexington Concord. Symbolic. Okay? What are they going to do? What are the cops going to do to 3 or 4 million armed men surrounding the Capitol? What are they going to do? Our military's not even that big. And then you're dealing with trained vets. Not these pussy-ass cops who first sign of trouble, if they don't have 1,000 of them with them, run to the fucking closest cop shop to hide themselves. Anybody say Katrina? Anyway, but that's the cowards we got to deal with too. And like I say, why should I say about cops? Because there isn't one law enforcement agency or official in this country that's really going after the real criminals now, are they? Like I had a discussion with my sheriff, and like they always say, well, there's nothing we can do about it. They're not saying it's not happening. There's just nothing they can do about it. Then I sat there and told them, well, I guess I can't rely on you then, huh? I'm not afraid to say shit to anybody, okay? The day I got to stand in fear, that day's never going to happen. Okay? Anyway, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. No wonder why I'm a lone wolf. Anybody wonder why I'm a lone wolf? Anybody wonder why I feel like a lone wolf? Because it seems like everybody's just willing to give up their freedom. If I got to go live in my mountains earlier than I want to, so be it. And I'll watch everybody become their little minions of the government. Ooh! The government said I can have the newest phone. Oh, I'm so happy. That freedom shit, that shit sucked. Government-run grocery stores. See, okay, during the pandemic, shelves were empty, but not empty. Okay. We go to government-run grocery stores, you're going to see empty shelves. And the stuff that's on the shelves is going to be what the government wants you to have. You're going to have freedom of choice, all right? Nothing or what the government wants you to have. But don't worry. That's just the future we got to look towards, because we got this defeatist attitude. We'd rather become slaves and do what it takes to become free men. If my grandfather were to hear me say something like that, you know, the one that stormed Omaha Beach, he'd have shot me himself and said, you're no good for this country. My grandmother worked on the Manhattan Project, died of brain cancer because of it. Okay, I got patriots in my goddamn family, and I'm not going to forget it, man. You want to have a defeatist attitude, enjoy your slavery. Because you don't even know if you need the government to make things fair for you, you obviously don't have any feeling that you can accomplish anything. You have no feeling of self-worth. The government's got to be there to make it fair. Like we were taught up, nothing's fair in life. It's as fair as you make it. Okay? Anyway, fair and equitable. How about we just have freedom, liberty, and our pursuit of happiness, and let the individual take care of the rest the way it was meant to be. Tell you what, I just don't understand. Like I say, if you were in another country and you read all our founding fathers documents, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, the federal papers, okay, all this stuff, I mean, you look at the Declaration of Independence, how it was written, and what's written in the Constitution. They already had those same ideas when they wrote the Declaration of Independence. I mean, if people could get in the same mindset those people were, our founding fathers were in, they would understand. But we have become so soft that we're dealing with some things that are a lot worse and nobody cares. See, but back then, the government didn't have money to give to people. People were on their own, and they knew that. There was no social services. And they figured the easiest way to survive was be able to be free on their own. The mindset these days, you got government. Government's always going to come to help. Government's going to solve every goddamn problem there is. What problem have they solved? They just keep spending more money and not solving problems, just making them bigger. Okay, we can throw off this government. It's time. Okay, we have the right to do it, and as vets, we have the duty to do it. It's time to do it. All right? Hear that, FBI? Hear that, politicians? Yeah, you have an American Marine that's had a fucking enough. I mean, if you politicians can't read the Declaration of Independence, understand what it means, and you can't understand what you're doing is being tyrannical, you can't understand that? Then they're too stupid to be in charge anyway. And hey, Trump, you think warp speed was such a great idea? Go get your folks, man. Each arm. Like I had to do in the military. Oh, you're going on deployment? Go down to sick bay. Two guys with guns on each side. 4 shots. Boom. And then everybody's feeling sick by lunchtime. And when it's Liberty Call, nobody even goes out because everybody's sick in the barracks. Your arm hurts like a son of a bitch. And then the next day, you're just fine. Any clue what they gave? They call it Plague 1 and Plague 2 and all this other shit. I mean, he was right. Remember those Camp Lejeune commercials? The water? Well, I was there during that time, right? And I drank a lot of the water. Well, it must have had the opposite effect on me. Must have had the opposite effect on me because I have no ailments. I'm just a Marine with an attitude that's ready to act. Yep. And see, the Declaration of Independence says I have the right to say that, says I have the right to do that and act. The Declaration of Independence started out saying, hey, we did everything we could to appease the king. We petitioned our grievances, everything, and they just blew us off. They used basically what they were considering their First Amendment, their right to speak, and petition the king, right? And that didn't work. The long train of abuses just continued to their objective, which is to totally control the people and steal all their wealth. You know, this is what happens when you try to steal the wealth and dignity of a proud and independent people. You get a revolution. Okay? I'm not going to wear any chains. You know, our politicians are wearing chains. And Netanyahu's got the key. Boy, see, this is another key, you stupid politicians. Fall on your fucking sword, give the fucking truth, and free the world from this slavery by you beyond demonic criminals. Or there's going to be a lot of bloodshed to make sure that happens. Anyway, I mean, they will literally start nuclear war to protect themselves from the list coming out. Anyway, great world we live in. So, yeah, I don't have a defeatist attitude at all. I will lead men that want to be led. I will follow great men that want to lead. But I'm coming through either goddamn way. You understand? Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this live stream. Like I say, if you want to support the channel, hit the thumbs up, please. The subscribe and the bell notification. I don't sell anything on this platform. I don't take any money. Okay, I want to get the word out. That shouldn't cost people fucking money to hear the truth. Okay? That shouldn't cost money. And frankly, I would feel pretty guilty charging people to listen to me. Okay? It's not about the money, people. It's about our freedom. Because if I don't have freedom, I don't care how much money I have, my freedom means nothing because I basically can't spend it on what I want to. Anyway, I'll be back again tonight about 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'm going to do a live stream on understanding the Constitution. Last night I did understanding the Declaration of Independence. It's kind of like a civics class I've been given. Okay, first the American mindset from, you know, when they going over to Europe and coming here on ships to go to a wilderness where there's no EBT, no government handing out stuff to help them out, had to start in that mindset. The American mindset started over in Europe. But people wanted to get the hell away from that stupid shit and were willing to risk their lives to do it. That's where the American spirit started. And they got over here, and that spirit grew because they had their own land to grow. And people bring up the Indians, I want to hear that. Believe me, I'm just much against what happened to the Native American as anybody. But you know what? I can't change the past. I wasn't around then, okay? Our culture now is mindset's different. And all the way to Rosie the Riveter, okay? And YouTube make sure that they sat there and fucked with that live stream as much as possible. I had to do it over. Man, I was on a roll. To the Second Amendment, understanding the Second Amendment. I understand it. I understand exactly what it's for. If the government ain't going to listen to what we're telling them and change, then we're going to sit there and show them how we feel, and they'll change. And yes, we can defeat the government with our AR-15s or whatever, because like I say, all us vets, we can fly the planes, we can run the tanks, we can run the machine guns, we all know the tactics and stuff. We can take over a military base just like it was yesterday. I don't want the American citizen ever to think that there's Americans out there that don't care about your freedom. I do. So does a lot of other vets, but it's time to act. It's time to call up the well-regulated militia. Okay? Did you hear that, FBI? I'm trying to call up the well-regulated militia. You might want to look at the Second Amendment and the Declaration of Independence before you come talk to me, okay? Just saying. Because if you want to hear what I got to say, watch my channel. Okay? But you guys are all going to find out one day that, you know, all tyrants in their governments eventually find out that the illusion of power has been crushed. Okay? And, you know, if you can't see it yet, if you can't see it, I feel sorry for you. If you don't want to see it, well, you're just fucking beyond stupid. And the rest of us need to act. Okay? Anyway, freedom is not something that never going to be fought for again. Freedom is not something you just put on the shelf and it's always going to be there. Okay? Collecting dust and it's still going to have the same power. Okay? No. Kind of like beauty. It's something you're just going to have to work on all the time. And the thing is, we need to work on making sure our government's always fearful of us. Okay? 3 or 4 million armed men, vets, surrounding Washington, D.C., just like they surrounded Philadelphia after Lexington Concord. We'll send a message and a half. And like I say, what can they do? We'll show the whole, if we did that too, we would show the whole country that the government has no power. Okay? We would sit there and burn up their paper tiger. And I'm willing to sacrifice to do that. Hell, I'm highly motivated to do that because this Marine has made it his mission. His mission! To make sure the guilty in this country are punished and the Constitution is reinstated. Any questions? And it's sad that as an American saying that, I will be ridiculed. And these people won't even have the common sense to realize that that's just beyond retarded. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope everybody's enjoyed the live stream. And, we all have to act. But the thing is, once we stand up to these beta males, they're all going to run like chicken shit. Okay? Just like an ICE agent, they can have 20 goddamn illegals. And all the ICE agent has to do is turn around and go, boo! And they go, run the other way. Anyway. Crazy times, people. Crazy times. Well, I hope you all, for my live stream today, like I say, at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and we'll discuss understanding the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, okay? Hopefully some politicians watch it. Gotta be nice. If we could just wake up the politicians, our country would start getting better right away. But there may be a need for a high-velocity exchange of ideas, people, because they're not listening to our low-velocity exchange of ideas. You understand? Anyway, everybody have a great day, and I will see you this evening. This is Tom with Hidden Truths. I'm out of here.